Well, good morning and happy Saturday. Greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. A beautiful couple of days here in mid-Michigan, and today is going to be no different. Got a couple of comments yesterday because here we are, well, creeping up on mid-November, and we had the doors to the store wide open, and we're enjoying the fresh air. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far as well, and if you haven't had a chance to yet, get out and enjoy yourself or get out and enjoy some yard work, both of which I haven't had the chance to do, but we're hoping that that will come around soon. Jeff, good morning to you, sir, and Pat's there as well. And Jeff says, good morning, Pat. Get a room, you guys. Well, this is sort of kind of like that, I guess. Lots of stuff going on as we plow through our weekend here. And let me get right into it. We had a few new releases, not a whole lot of new releases coming in this week. And a couple are gone. We can get more of if you saw them in the video. But we also had a few restocks and a great vintage vinyl dump as well. Excuse me there. And we do have some clearance news coming up a little bit later on as well. Don't let me forget that. And I will tell you what we've got going on in just a moment. Rick from the West Side, West Michigan, good morning. Hope things are well for you out there. Okay, new releases this week. A couple of cool things, and they include the latest in the series of Peter Gabriel releasing live. This is the second, I believe, of 4. I'll have to go back and double check, but this is live in Athens from 1987. Double LP, 180 gram. Half-speed remaster, includes a high-res download on this. Double LP, so it's got a lot of really great Gabriel solo stuff. Shock the Monkeys on there. Games Without Frontiers, Salisbury Hill. Sledgehammer is on here, In Your Eyes. Great song. And Biko, Here Comes the Flood. Lots of cool stuff from Peter in that second release. We got a couple of those. One left of the new John Lee Hooker release, live at Montreux from 83 and 1990. So it's a double LP in there. Lots of cool stuff from them. Legendary bluesman John Lee Hooker brought his boogie-style blend of rhythm and blues to deliver 2 blistering performances at the Montreux Jazz Festival, one from 1983 and one from 1990. Joined by the Coast to Coast Blues Band, they cover an impressive set of hits from across his career, including Boom Boom, King Snake Crawlin', and his very first single, Boogie Chillin'. So we've got one of those. Can get more if need be. Okay, we'll get to the recent releases in just a moment, but because there was a couple of new releases on the Christmas side, and I mentioned last week that the Christmas albums are out. If you can see them behind me here, we have put them over in the section where we had the Wasteland records. So we have got a wide selection of new and used vintage Christmas albums there, as well as the Dollar Bin Christmas. I've got that out. I'm moving some stuff around. We'll have that up on a table a little bit later today for your Christmas music diggings. But the new release yesterday was an interesting one. We landed one lone copy of this. So if you want it, you got to come get it. Cyndi Lauper's Merry Christmas, Have a Nice Life. Hype Sticker tells us that Cyndi has got, this is her 1998 Christmas album, repressed in a new gatefold package, Snow White pressing, limited to 500 copies for the US here. So we have got some cool stuff from Cyndi. Home on Christmas Day, early Christmas morning, rocking around. Oh, Christmas Conga. 3 Ships, Feels Like, December's Child, In the Bleak Midnight, and Silent Night. So only one copy of the Cyndi Lauper Christmas and only 500 of those made, and we've got one. Previously mentioned, we do have the Carrie Underwood first ever Christmas album on red vinyl. We do have a restock of Lindsey Sterling's Warmer in the Winter. This is the deluxe double LP edition with extra tracks. The Casey Musgraves release from, a couple of weeks back. We still have that, so if you're into country-ish Christmas there as well, or your jazzy Christmas. I know I've mentioned this, and we're selling a few of them. This is the Charlie Brown Christmas, Vince Guaraldi. They put this out every year with a different variation, whether it's a different color, white vinyl, blue vinyl, green vinyl. This year's variation is a 3D cover, a lenticular cover. And it's a little tough to see on the camera, I realize, but if I move that around, you'll see a little bit of that. I'm pretty sure that this is just a lenticular insert on the cover, so you'll be able to do with that what you will, and the regular cover is probably underneath that. But check it out if you so desire. Kristen says, good morning to you. And Pat says the sterling is great. Agreed. Okay, reissues, we got a few back in. Was hard to find after its initial run, but we've got it back. The Run the Jewels. Oh, this is Run the Jewels 4. I had to stop and think for a second. RTJ 4. This is the indie exclusive clear and magenta vinyl version of that. Speaking of colored vinyl, and back in stock is the Ace Frehley Origins Volume 2 on it's 180 gram, 45 RPM colored vinyl, and I think they're just two different colored vinyls. So these are all covers done by Ace. In this case, things like Good Times, Bad Times, Space Truckin', Jumpin' Jack Flash, Politician, When I Grow Up, no thanks. Lola's on there, Manic Depression goes with Politician, and We Gotta Get Out of This Place also goes with Politician. I think there's a theme to that. Okay, recent releases also, got the Jimmy Buffett new one in there. Life on the Flip Side, double LP from Mr. Coconut. And the Springsteen new one, Letter to You, in the E Street Band. We do have that in stock as well. A couple of the Rocktobers. These things were getting hard to find. And we landed a couple more of the Talking Heads, Fear of Music. I'm trying to get a few more of the other Talking Heads. We'll try to have them in next week. The other Rocktober that was a tough one to get was the Crow soundtrack, a Record Store Day release from a few years back. This is a 2LP vinyl with an etching. So my guess is it's a 3-sided vinyl with an etching on the 4th. And then we've got also the latest from Joe Bonamassa, the Royalty, still in stock. So check that out when you get a chance. On the vintage vinyl side, yesterday we put out a really cool video. So back up a little bit if you haven't seen it yet. Some of the good stuff is still here, believe it or not. Very picked over otherwise. We had kind of a busy day yesterday with the video, but there still is a few cool things in there, including this Passion and Warfare by Stephen Vai. This was released earlier this year. We did have a used copy come in, and this is on flame, translucent flame colored vinyl is what they're calling it, but it's kind of cool looking. So a double one from Stephen Vai there if you wish to check that out. All right, we mentioned some high-end collectibles, and we do have a few that are in. I'm starting to list these things on Discogs, so if you have been looking, and every time you come in, you see one of the high-ends, and you're like, oh, maybe next time if it's still there. I'm starting to list these on Discogs, and they may not last very long up there. But a new edition, excuse me, which is not up yet, this is the Eagles' Long Road Out of Eden. And this is from 2007, and it is, for some reason, a rarity. I've not had a chance to do a lot of research on this yet, and if you want it before I do that, that's fine. But this is a double album, and she is up there. Album produced by the Eagles from 2007 on vinyl, so that is a neat rarity. Also, this has been up on our shelf behind the counter for a week or two. The Donald Byrd Stepping Into Tomorrow. This is a 2018 Vinyl Me Please version on purple and blue smoke vinyl. Limited edition of 12,000, and this is number 040. Number 40 of 12,000. So it's a real low number, and the Vinyl Me Please stuff is always a great retainer of its value. So if you're into some cool, rare jazz, excuse me, and you want a really nice copy of it, we have got one here at the Wasteland. Now, not a super high-end collectible, but one that has sparked a little bit of interest as well. It's going with the other Anthrax Persistence of Time we've got in there. We've got a copy of Anthrax For All Kings that came in, and we have got this out. Now, this is kind of a cool thing. It's on yellow splatter vinyl, so it's a really cool looking vinyl, but it's also got a removable cover underneath here. Let me show you what I mean by that. It has got the translucent cover that goes with the cover, a translucent slip that goes over the cover of that. So that is a really neat packaging from Anthrax on there. So we'll check that out, and then check out all the rest of our high-end collectibles. If you've been eyeing them up for a while, now is the time to come in and snag them. Okay, a few minutes left, and let me get to this because I mentioned a clearance of something. And this is I guess a little known secret. Some folks know that we have these. We have folks ask for them from time to time. But here at the Wasteland, we also carry a very large selection of 78 RPM shellac records. These are the old records for Victrola. Yes, there were 78s going into the 40s and 50s. But these are a lot of them that come from the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. And I think we even have some that go even further back than that. And really, we don't have a lot of interest in these. I get maybe 1 or 2 people a year asking if we have some 78s that they can look through. And quite frankly, they're taking up a lot of space that we need for other stuff right now. So this will go up on probably Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and a few other places that we can think of. But I wanted to give you guys a shot first. If you know somebody that collects these, we are going to liquidate our entire selection of 78 RPM records in one bundle, and it's going to go to a best offer type of deal. Now, all told, we have probably, there's over 1,000 and probably closer to 1,300 of these in store. We've done a good job kind of stashing them away because there hasn't been a lot of interest. So a 78 shellac, by the way, if you're unfamiliar with that, the shellac is a different composite material than what our current vinyl is made of. These were the very earlier pressings that we used. And there's a lot of different variations. Most of them are 10-inch shellacs. There's a few traditional 12-inch, and we do have a couple of those. Some of them are even single-sided, like this one. It's one-sided, so only one side is playable. They would come in all different shapes and forms, the different labels, and they're very, very fragile. So the conditions of the ones that we have in store range from a few very, very nice ones to lots and lots of them that aren't so nice, and a few that are not very nice at all, but are rare. So, for example, here, this one's on the RCA Victor label, and I'm gonna have some trouble with this. Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht, Silent Night, Holy Night, by Julia Cupp in this case, from the Victor Talking Machine Company. I would have to do some digging on a year on that, but that's going to be in the 30s is my guess on there. 2 other ones that we have here, Bluebird. This is the Strip Polka. I'll let you mull on that for a while. The majority of the ones that we have are just individual. They're in piles or boxes. We have some that are in their original paper sleeves. This one from the Andrews Sisters, Alexander Ragtime Band. Some are there. We have some that would be put out in album form in a book. So this is the album, The Minstrel Boy, Christopher Lynch tenor. And this is several records put in there, but they put them in a book as an album. So this is the earlier forms of a full album from artists that would be released on individual 78 shellacs. And we even do have a few. They would sell record albums in a lot of cases for you to write in what you have and kind of keep your 78s, your shellacs protected. So we do have a few of these that are in this type of self-filling album form. So again, we do want to get rid of these all in one big chunk. I'd rather not have folks come in and pick through them anymore. If you want to, I suppose, but in the short term, we are going to post the shellacs up, the 78s up very, very soon, and sell them in one big batch to a best offer type of thing. And again, we have well over 1,000 of these, probably closer to, as I said, 12 to 1,300 of them. Kevin says we get the term album from the books that used to house collections of 78s. There we go, because it would be like a photo album, but for records. That is indeed correct, Kevin. Thank you for pointing that out. So if you know someone, or if you are interested in making an offer on a large selection of 78 shellacs, both 10 and 12 inch, in album form and in individual form, contact me this week or next week, because we're probably going to post these things up on Marketplace and Craigslist next Wednesday. So you've got a little bit of a jump on this if you or you know someone that wants to take a look at them. Shipping is not an option for these. They are too heavy and too fragile. So there will be for an in-store pickup, or we could negotiate a delivery within the state of Michigan for an extra fee if somebody needs to have that done. But preferably, we'd like them to be picked up here in the store. So, okay, that is that. It's 10 o'clock. It's time to wrap this up and get on with our day and let you get on with your day as well. Come see us. We are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. Put that in your GPS and you can find us fairly easily. We will be open now today, right here, Saturday, from now until 6 p.m. and then open again tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 5 p.m. And I have it on good authority that the backup record store dog, the Dude, will be hanging out with me again tomorrow, Sunday. He'll be here in the store working on his socialization and listening skills. So we'll get that going from there too. Asura says, do you have any Bing Crosby Christmas albums? Yes, we do. Shoot me a message or a text, Asura, and we'll take care of you. But I do have a couple here in stock and ready to go. So lots of Christmas music, actually. In fact, we're going to start billing ourselves when we get around to it as having the best selection of Christmas music on vinyl in the whole Tri-County area. And I think that that's probably going to be very true. All right, so you guys have a great weekend, a great Saturday. Get out, enjoy yourself. Hopefully that enjoyment includes a little bit of crate digging here at the Wasteland. If so, we look forward to seeing you guys. So we will talk to you next week from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. Thank you guys very, very much for being here, and have a great one.